What's up, you all? I hope everybody is doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, rather. Oh, come on in, come on in, come on in. What's up, CDP? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see everybody. It is a beautiful 88 degrees here in San Antonio. What's up, Catherine? Ooh, Catherine, they said you was running me down, baby. They said that you said my weight wasn't good, girl. They said you was talking about me real bad, Catherine. Ooh, the girls are saying you talking about me real bad, Catherine. You know, Catherine, it ain't no big whoop. But yeah. Hey, Hershey. And let me say this, you all. People say what they want. I mean, and I'm not saying Catherine did say that or the intent, but y'all, it's all good. Y'all take stuff so seriously and stuff. So, like I said, relax, relax, relax. I'm getting ready to go with the other half to go see Scream 7. So he really wants to see that. So we're, excuse me, I'm going with my imaginary man to go see Scream 7. So that's what's getting ready to happen. But I hope you all are having a good day. Um, had a little brunch, had eggs, cheese, did a little wheat toast and coffee, and that's it for this Lent. So still on the track of no meat. Now my birthday, I might change that because it is my birthday month. I got a surprise. It's at sales, so it's a little before my birthday. So I don't know what the other half got. I'm a little nervous, but we're gonna go see. We're gonna see. Well, my imaginary man, excuse me, because you know I'm a side dude. So we'll see. But yeah. So yeah, I'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You all right, man? That lyric? You all right? Okay, all right. So you all, the sun is shining. So hopefully I'll get up out this sun because it's kind of a glare. Let me close this up. Give me a minute. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. We didn't want to do that, did we, lyric? No, I don't want to do that either. Hold on. There we go. All right. Let me close that up. So anyway, you all, I hope everybody is having a great day. It's a good weekend. I'm enjoying my weekend, having a great weekend, and I'm gonna tell you, y'all have a great weekend. Don't let nobody bring you down. Don't internalize stuff that people want to say about you. Don't do it, beloved. Don't do it, little girl. Don't do it, little boy. Don't do it, men or women. Don't let that happen. So I want to give a shout out to Castro. We had a little conversation. And again, when you treat me with dignity and respect, you'll get it. We can throw a little light shade, but people really want to go for the juggler, and that's when you got to really come back and deal with people. So shout out to Castro coming on up. We had a real decent conversation. Castro is getting ready for the Easter basket rush. So I don't know how you get a basket from Castro. I don't know if there's a website, a phone number, a smoke signal, or WhatsApp. I don't know, but they get ready for the Easter basket rush. So shout out to Castro in the Easter basket. What's up? What's up, Peekaboo, Hershey? You all, I wish I could see, but it's a glare. So once I get on this road and start heading where I need to head, then the glare won't be so bad. Because it's a lot of glare. So if I didn't call your name, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I can't see it yet. And I'm going to drop the link too because, again, you all, we just chit-chatting. I'm really not coming on for anything major, just chit-chat, shoot the breeze, and see what's going on, see what y'all talking about. That's about it. Getting ready to go, like I said, see Scream. Then tomorrow, we're going out. Want to give a shout out to all the March birthdays, to all the Aries. and the Pisces and the Aries in the month of March, because I know that there are Pisces in the month of March. I know there are Aries in the month of March. So I want to wish you all a happy birthday month to all of those March birthdays. Shout out to the March birthdays. So let's have a great time. For all of my 50 and above people in the month of March. Come on. So shout out to all the March birthdays. Hey, just trying to figure out what's going on. I'm going to have to see what you said, just figured out, because I can't see right now, baby. That glares in my eyes, but I'm going to see in a few minutes. I'm going to see in a few minutes what's going on. But you all, I am excited. I don't know what is going on with this ring thing, but I'm excited. So we'll see what's going on. So yeah. So they say they'll let me know when it's ready. Okay. It's 83 in Arkansas, just trying to figure it out. Pastor, I'm out touching grass. I'm 63 today in Kentucky. Come on, Libra. You better touch that grass. Catherine, you're one of my favorite people. You're okay, favorite people. Okay, y'all, I'm almost out of this glare so I can start reading what you all may have put in the room. But baby, the girls say Catherine was running me down, honey. She said I lost too much weight. I guess, Catherine, I don't know. That's what the girls say, Catherine. I don't know. But they was cutting up this morning. That's why I heard it this morning. I'm going to tell you why I heard it this morning. And baby, the girls saying, ooh, Jay, Catherine was just being shady. I'm like, not Miss Catherine. No, no, no. I don't know about in Philadelphia or in Texas, but in Philadelphia, I said, not that Catherine. They said, they said it was that Catherine. I'm like, okay. So anyway, but I'm gonna drop the link when I can see. Right now, the glare is here, so I really can't see what y'all saying. So let me get on to this road so I can see what y'all saying. Ooh, these roads are so terrible, y'all. This construction is so bad in San Antonio. I cannot wait till they finish all this construction. So Catherine said somebody lied to me. Somebody said she did not say that. I'm just saying, y'all. I ain't look. I'm gonna look, Catherine. No, look. I'm just letting the girls say, but y'all girls are trying to do it. Cause let me tell y'all something. I know what y'all trying to do, Catherine. I know what people trying to do, Catherine. See, it's a season of division. It's a season of division and strife and disdain and consternation and friction, and it's a season of that. And I know what people are trying to do. This is why I'm not pressed by it, but I know what folks trying to do. I really do. I see it, but people think they slick. Y'all think y'all slick. So yeah, Catherine, you say they lied, girl. You say they lied. Catherine said y'all liars and the truth ain't in y'all. My. My. So you all, I'm feeling good. We're going. We're going to the gym on tomorrow. So looking forward to that. So yeah, y'all. But I'm doing all right. It's feeling good, looking good. Everything going well. I'm blessed and highly favored. It's good, y'all. It's good. So I'm gonna drop this link. She tried to punk. Okay, I'm gonna drop this link, y'all. I hope y'all doing all right now. Don't let the devil use you. Hold on. Give me a minute. It's 83 in Dallas. Okay. Well, it is really nice here in San Antonio. There's a light breeze. I'm telling you, this is picnic weather. 76 in Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi. I done dropped the link. So y'all come on up. Let's chit chat, set a spell. Come on, talk to me while I'm in this car. You are welcome once. You are welcome twice. You are welcome in the name of Jesus Christ. You are welcome, welcome, welcome. So y'all, what else is going on? Um, so Castro came up this morning, and Castro said he was very surprised with Rico because he was not talking about Rico. He was talking about uh, Diamond Ring Dory. But he said that Rico came at him. But Castro, that's how people finally feel about you. Is this Catherine?
This is Catherine. This
Girl,
is
they said
Catherine.
you was mowing me down, girl. They said you was mowing me down, girl.
No, that's not how it happened. I was explaining to people that after being on um um Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, or Manjaro for a period of time, um, people like Kelly Osbourne, I'm gonna say Oprah, I'm gonna say Gail because they've been on it an extended period of time. And what
Mm-hmm.
can happen is you start looking in your face like your face starts getting what we will call that gaunt look. And
Uh-huh.
people tend to think that Kelly's gaunt look is coming from the Ozempic, and it's not. Hers is coming from grief of losing her father. So when I was explaining that the other day, somebody said, "Oh, you trying to say Jay Wilson look like Kelly?" Really? Did I say that, or did I say that Kelly started off being on a weight loss drug? That is true. She was on Ozempic. That's true. But her father's passing away changed the dynamic of everything. So yeah, people tend to twist what I say, and then this now I had just had to jump up on YTC's panel because Jay Dunn was like, "You wouldn't call me that to my face. Why wouldn't I? We on a virtual app. Who are you?
Well,
I'm not afraid
Catherine,
of
let me
it."
say this. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has a right to their opinion. We are in the season of Lent. I don't get stressed. And I understand what you're saying, Catherine, because, I know people try to be shady. But at the end of the day, I would rather have a gaunt look than high blood pressure and diabetes. So,
But you
again,
don't
I
look.
go ahead.
You don't see. Here's the whole thing. They don't really understand how this works. And I was on it on Wegovy and Zepbound, so I understand how it works. They don't
Mhm.
understand that you're not shrinking down to look gaunt. What's happening is when you lose weight, like my son told me the other day, the loose skin that your body has is hanging on to will be what you have to work on in the gym. So people don't tend to. I'm in a big back community, so I can say they're 211 pounds. People don't understand that when you lose weight, the skin is going to hang, and even the skin in your face is going to shrink up. Like my son said, your face is getting smaller, but your arms and your legs are hanging. You're going to have to straighten that out in the gym. People don't understand that loose skin. This do they understand that the skin is probably the largest obstacle that we have when we're losing weight? It's not really the losing weight;
But
it's the
it's,
obstacle.
it's overall, Catherine. It's overall. Like if you lose weight, even your shoe size change. I mean, because you're not having that inflammation and all of that stuff. So but it is what it is. I'm
I
good.
mean,
I'm good.
I all the things to talk about. You worry about Catherine and Jacob and Jay being on Zepbound. Won't you go get you some?
Well, Catherine, like I said, I was kidding. But let me say this. Catherine, it is people who've been trying to say that I'm doing this to Vivian or I'm doing this, and then people coming back saying that Catherine said this and this. And I'm just laughing because, again, Catherine, what they want is somebody to strike back, say something out of pocket so people can be fighting. And that's why I tell people, you don't need to tell me what people are saying or this and the third. I
You
mean,
know,
I
I would
know
tell
for
you
the
that.
most part, you know, for the most part, I know how people are on this apparatus, and I know that a lot of people live for strife. So that's why I'm sitting here just listening and laughing. It ain't that serious.
But
To me, it's not that.
they live for strife in a different type of way. They don't
Yeah,
when you say something or is asked a question like earlier, they want to twist your words with that said individuals jumping up on a panel talking about I was waiting for you to call me a sociopath to my face. Oh, you are? Well, let me call you a sociopath to your face so then you can understand that I think you're one. Now next.
yeah.
Like, and
I mean,
then she threatened to dox me. Then she told me I should go get your information and put it up on YouTube. I said, well, you know, you can do that, but here's the whole thing about you telling anybody about something that happened when I was a teenager. My son's father is deceased. He's been dead since 2021. So anything that you could tell anybody, unless Granada can talk from the grave, it wouldn't really matter.
but my thing is,
I don't think
you a
I can.
grown woman, and it doesn't. And was it a legal thing? Did you get arrested for that, or?
I mean,
I mean,
I was 16 when I started seeing him. That's true, but I wasn't 20 until I had my son. So all of that, this, my son's father didn't get arrested. So you can go, like I told her, she threatened to dox me and all that. Do whatever makes you happy.
yeah, that doxing is really unfortunate. It seems like
Makes you
that's
happy.
people's power and stuff, and it's really weak. It's really old, and you know, I'm just not with all of that. It's just, you know, yeah.
She's
Hold
mad.
on for a minute, Captain. That's me. Go ahead.
She's mad because I told her that she's being relentless. Listen, you and I could have a what we will call go back and forth, right? We can have a disagreement.
Uh huh.
You want to she had a whole segment yesterday about what circumventing is not. What I told YouTube camera is anything that man makes, he makes a way for you to get around it. And that is true. I didn't lie. You make locks, there's a way to pick a lock. I mean, there's really a way to pick a lock. Point I'm trying to make is the same way YouTube came out with there's no circumvention, there's a legal way. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people who are knowledgeable of how it is to get around that, they know. So for her to say that I'm going to send YouTube and somebody is going to clip what she said on YouTube camera's platform and clip what she said on her thing and they're going to send it over to YouTube. Why? Because you are threatening to take down a man's channel. Like you're trying to hit him in his pockets because your feelings got hurt. Girl, grow the hell up and move on. And move on.
Yeah,
There's
it's
so
a
much
lot of
other
stuff
things
going
in the
on.
world to be concerned about than to be concerned about somebody else getting a channel. Him getting a channel is not taking money out of her pocket. It
But
ain't.
you know, people feel some kind
If
of
she gonna
way,
get an
and
AdSense check, she gonna get one. Him
yeah,
getting a
it's
check
about
and all
emotional
the stuff that he's doing
intelligence.
ain't got nothing to do with her or anybody else that's on YouTube. I just feel as though sometimes people are way too invested. All the people
I do
that she
think so.
named earlier, that was all y'all are way too invested. Seriously,
Yeah, it's a lot
that's
going
how it
on.
is, right?
Yeah, it's a lot going on. But you know, it's a lot of nothing going on.
I can't even hear
Um,
you.
huh?
You drop
Can you hear
down.
me?
Wait a minute, I
Hold
can't
on.
hear you.
Okay, hold on for a minute, Catherine. You may have to drop down. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, put a one in the room. Hold on. Okay, can you all hear me? Okay, y'all can hear me. So it might be Catherine. Catherine might have to come on up. Oh, they took Lemon's page again. Really don't know what to say, but yeah, I really don't know what to say about that. Okay, Catherine, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you know, with YouTube, when
Okay,
you
yeah,
get a
you gotta go. If I come up, you gotta come on down. Something going on with StreamYard.
well,
So
what StreamYard does is when they sold their company, Now, when somebody comes on and off of the panel and all that stuff, it disrupts the audio.
Wow.
I don't know
So
who they
yeah.
sold their company to, but whoever they sold their company to doesn't provide the same amount of quality as you once got before.
Yeah.
If you have an
Yeah.
iPhone or something, it messes it up.
Wow. So Lemon's page is gone again. Wow. Well, you know,
When did this happen? And I just was on his live last night.
well, they say it's gone now.
Okay, here we go. Okay,
Hey, it is what it is. Let me say this.
let me go
I,
look.
I'm so out of it. I just, yeah, I don't know what to tell them, but these people are doing what they doing, so it is what it is.
Jay Dunn is
Somebody said you
relentless.
see it. Somebody said no, it's not. So y'all might have to look for it. They say it's still up.
I'm not
They
gonna.
said,
Here's the whole thing. If they don't know where he is, to anybody in the chat, I'm not being smart right now because Jay Dunn named some of the people that were trying to take his channel down. I'm not going to say his new name. I'm just gonna tell y'all that it ain't Lemon, and if you looking for Lemon, you ain't never gonna find it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
well,
His channel is still up. His
I
channel
heard
is still up.
yeah, I heard that he changed his name as
He
well.
did.
So,
It's
hmm
not Lemon,
yeah, I heard.
and if you looking for
So,
Lemon, you ain't never gonna find him.
yeah, I heard. So,
So
well, hopefully he
he
will.
was on last night for about 8 hours.
Okay.
So what are they talking about? His channel's going. He was on last night for 8 hours.
Yeah. What was he talking about, girl? I don't know because I wasn't there.
Well, he's doing this for the love of a love connection.
Hmm.
And the love connection consists of Mia and Dot. Mia and Dot, I believe, are two of his moderators.
Hmm.
So the concept of the dating show is not only for them to connect with somebody, the concept is for them actually to meet in person and to actually have a real love connection. Like it's not just a you're online type of thing. They're actually going to meet in person and actually get hooked up.
So, are these people looking for a love connection for themselves, not with each other? But if somebody wants a connection, they will meet up and they're looking for a connection. So everybody is individually looking for a connection. Right in saying that.
Well, these two individuals that he named, Mia and Dot, are interested in being a part of Lemon's love connection.
Okay. Okay.
I I think that he wants to move away from. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he wants to move away from what the beef sector is doing. How he came up with this idea was he was supposed to do this on another platform. Somebody was going to do it for himself. So
Hmm.
what happened? I don't really know what happened with the idea of him doing it for himself. I don't really know how that shut down didn't come to be. But what we suggested was why don't you, because Lemon has done it for other people. He's done it for Brianna, he's done it for Trish. So the
Hmm.
suggestion was to do it for two other females. I suggested that he do it for a male because he's never done it for a male successfully.
Hmm.
And I said, "Do you remember you were supposed to do it for Happy Life and Happy Life pulled out or something like that?"
Uh-huh.
So the idea is he is not that he's coming away from the drama. I'm not lying and saying that. I'm saying he's going to incorporate different things.
Okay. Let me say this to Kiana. Baby, I'm not teaming up with anyone. Thais dropped $100. I said what I said, and I moved right along. I'm not teaming up with anybody. I got my own thing. I got a lot going on, so I don't know what this teaming up is, but
He's
I'm
a
not
chaos
teaming up with
starter.
anybody. Huh?
He did the same thing with Heidi because he know that Heidi doesn't get along with Uncle Tim. So this is
Mhm.
what he does. Drops money in chats that he knows Uncle Tim doesn't like the person to get Uncle Tim all stirred up. And instead of Uncle Tim stopping and seeing what's going on, like, wait a minute, he did the same thing with Heidi. And now he over here doing he never stops to see that this is a pattern.
It is a pattern, but like I said, if he
No,
can't see it, it is what it is. All right, look. I ain't
that's
turning
not on
down
you.
nobody $100, honey. I'm
That
gonna
ain't your
take that
fault.
$100. Huh?
That ain't your fault.
Mm-mm, it ain't my fault.
I mean, if you want to drop $100 to be petty, so be it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. So, well, I'm staying away from everybody. But yeah, I'm not in the carnal church sector. That's not my sector.
Yeah, they right now dealing with that 10 million with that uh apostle Archbishop is suing every person he named in that lawsuit for $10 million.
Mm,
Every
my,
person.
my. I heard.
Every person.
I heard. And they say it's going to go forward.
It's going forward.
Yeah, interesting.
What it
So,
was
yeah, I ain't turning down
Pastor.
nobody coin. I didn't sign no contract with him to say I was going to do this or this. I knew it was about pettiness when I saw it. I knew it. So it had nothing to do with me. But thank you for that 100. I ain't mad.
Hey,
Hey, so, but I
anyway,
knew
you
that
bless
him and
me,
that man was fighting. But
I'll be
again,
satisfied.
huh?
Anyway, you bless me,
That's it.
I'll be satisfied.
And I'm satisfied. So
Satisfied.
I appreciate it. But yeah, so it's a lot of nothing going on, but hopefully Lemon to do something different. It is what it
Tonight,
is.
Pizarro is having a competition at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock or 8:30. 8:30.
What kind of competition she having?
I believe it's say your black, say your what is it? Say your favorite line from a movie, or say your line from a favorite black movie or something.
Okay,
Yeah. Tonight at 8:30. Hold on. Wait
okay.
a minute. Hold on. I know
Y'all
she's
do them. Y'all do them
hold on.
competitions.
Yeah, she's well, you said they do them competitions.
I said go ahead and do them.
St. James is a judge.
Hmm.
Goosey is a judge. Mobetta is a judge.
Okay,
Lady Nika and Pizarro are the co-hosts, I believe.
okay.
So yeah,
That
that should
sounds
be
that
interesting.
sounds good. I'll be watching Scream 7. I'm gonna be at the movies tonight, so that's about it. But yeah, Catherine. So, but I just wanted to come on today because again, it's the last day of the month. I wanted to come out and shout out everybody, and it's just been a really good day today. No drama, just real chill. Castro came on, behaved himself. We had a good chit chat, and so it was cool. So yeah, that's about it. The way Pastor looked like he doesn't care. Can I say this?
Mm,
Hey,
mm.
everybody got to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? King Roman is having something similar.
Yeah.
Is that so? Okay. My. We just doing a whole lot of entertainment. So y'all should be very entertained. All of these big hitters doing competitions and stuff. My. Y'all do that. Do that thing.
Yeah, Jay Dunn has promised to email YouTube by March the 1st. And
Mm,
so she was like, well, she was like, did you hear what he said to me? And so I said, Jay Dunn, do you forgot all the stuff that you've done to people over the years? All the stuff that you've done.
mm.
And so that's when she said, well, that's not the
Amen.
definition of a sociopath. I said, no, you are the clinical definition of a sociopath. Whether people
Mm,
on here want to say it or they want to ignore it. You are a
mm.
sociopath. You posted somebody news. I said, you've done the fear. I said, you struck Lemon's channel when for no reason, just because you could. I said, you've done numerous things. Those are just two that I named. Two. And she
My,
said,
my,
I'm not
my.
going to do it during Black History Month. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I said, it really doesn't matter when you do it. The fact that you're threatening to do it, what it does is take a clip of what she said and send it over to YouTube. How about that?
Mm.
From her
Catherine,
own
there's just
channel.
so much going on. There's so much going on. Why are these people doing stuff like that? Why are
But you
people
know what?
lying and stuff?
I go over to other sectors, right? And the other sectors that I go over to, they go on top of each other live. They're not threatening us to strike down each other. It's only over here in the Moultrie sector that people are doing that. And they really
mm,
think that that's cool, taking away other people's channels. Only the mulberry
mm,
sector and the beefing sector are they striking and flagging channels. And they really
mm,
think that they're doing something big and they're not. You're not.
mm,
Not.
mm,
How could you be doing something big when you're a content creator too and somebody could strike and flag your channel too?
mm,
The same way that you do it to somebody else, it can be done back to you.
mhm,
See, that's what people
mhm.
forget. Whenever you
Hold
do
on for a
something
minute.
to
Oh, y'all, hold on. Okay, can you hear me now, Catherine?
I can hear you.
Okay, baby, I was about to get some house music up in here. I had to stop it. So anyway, she's an evil person, incorrect. They striking in many other sectors. They probably are, y'all. I just like I said, you only get struck with me if I do that full suite. And if you on the list, you on the list, you know. But I don't go, I just don't lose sleep over it. But I do tell people you need to be very cognizant of what you're doing because these people will strike you. This is why I don't say, oh, you can go ahead and do this and this and this and this. And people say, oh, you can play my stuff. I give you permission. Yeah, you get permission now, but that's not a written contract. And they come back and strike you and take your page. So you got to be very careful with that. Got to be very careful with that kind of stuff.
And it doesn't really matter how many other sectors are striking and flagging each other. Just because you do something doesn't make it right. Paul said all things are lawful. What did Paul say? All things are expedient, all things are lawful, but that doesn't really mean that I should do it passive because I could.
Mhm.
And that what Paul said? I could,
So
I
that's
should,
what
I
people are
could do it,
doing. But baby, follow the law so you don't have no issues.
right?
That's all I can say. Oh my God. Let me see somebody say I used to hang in this one sector. It was full of what drama? Is that white drama? Let me see what kind
Mm,
of drama it is. Is that white drama? It was white drama. They was
mm,
doing a lot of striking and stuff.
mm.
It was real messy. Okay, it was
Oh
real
my.
messy. My. Only the broke and not counted acting up. Trill, I have career, honey. I don't need YouTube money.
Oh
What's
my.
up, Miss Intel girl? I heard you having a quote a line from a famous black movie competition.
I hope
They
I
said
said it right,
you,
Bizarro. If
yeah,
I
they said
didn't,
you
please
and King
forgive me.
Roman doing a competition. All right. All right. Did you get your money back, girl? Because you was getting me a little nervous and a little gibbery because StreamYard had took Pizarro money. Pizarro said, no, baby, I was trying to do a month. I wasn't trying to do the whole year. How you gonna be taking all my money? Pizarro was not playing about that money. Movie lines, okay. So Pizarro gonna be doing a movie line now. Pizarro, what time your movie line competition starts so I can tell the girls now? Pizarro, I might have to catch the replay because I'm going to see Scream tonight. So I'm gonna be seeing Scream tonight. So I may not be able to make it. So we going out and then we're gonna go see Scream. Mm-hmm. Tell them you spoke on me and responded. Okay, LaDon. Wait a minute now. Ooh, Trills and LaDon is going at it. Money on the floor and they jealous. My, my, my. My. Who is this? Somebody trying to come up? Hold on. Who is it? Hold on. Let me put my little banner up, baby, because I don't want nobody to be striking me, girl. You know, these people be doing a lot. I think this is Pizarro. But let me make sure. Pizarro,
Yes, it's me.
what's up? How you doing?
Hey, Pizarro.
Good.
Girl,
What's
did you
good,
get your
Catherine?
money back? Oh, you made me sick last night. Oh, you made me sick when you was talking about that money because I can imagine them taking that money out your account. Oh,
Ah. Oh, okay. You fucked me
I
up.
mean, I'm
I ain't got
serious.
that
That's
yet.
serious. And you got stuff to do and shit, and they be playing with you. It's be like, don't be doing that.
Bill. Shoot, it's the first of the month. You know, nobody don't want
Okay,
their money to be late now.
okay. But what I was
But
what
no,
I was
they ain't
saying
getting to it.
yesterday, what I was saying yesterday is a content creator was acting like a hater because I was, I'm genuinely glad that Bree is finishing her degree. And so a content creator was being very hateful, and talking about something. I don't know why he popping her up because anybody who graduates, you want to, they deserve that. That's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying when I was in your channel typing that in.
Yeah, I didn't know that because my bestie was telling me about that too. We was at Lady Nika's and how uh Ness was over there trying to talk down on her degree, and then she felt some type of way because you said something, and she felt that you threw her in it, and that's what it was. Which is why she did that or said what she said pertaining to Bree degree because of you.
No, Bree, let me
That's
say
what
something.
she said.
First of
That's what
all,
Ness
I was shouting out Bree. I went to Bree's channel. Bree was on, and I said congratulations. I saw her when she had her cap, and I said congratulations. And then I look, if Bree get a wish list, I'm gonna go on her wish list, and I'm gonna do something because I mean that's a big accomplishment. But why do you feel some kind of way? Because I'm shouting out Bree. I don't get that. And it comes off as a hater. It comes off as now. I'm gonna tell you what though. Bree was a little shady. Bree was Bree, Bree was shady talking about some life coaching certification. Girl, I said Bree, that was so messed up. Bree was a little
well,
shady. I ain't trying to lock down that little lady certification and stuff. But Bree was a little shady on that. See, I didn't even know that Bree was gonna go there, but I just kept my mouth shut. But Bree know how to fight her own battle. But now, on all sincerity, I'm very happy that Bree finished that. Bree was working, doing YouTube. Bree was doing a lot of stuff. So again, you know how I am. Anybody who's doing that educational thing or trying to invest in themselves, I'm always gonna give a shout out to. And I mean, that ain't on no shady stuff. That's for real. So I'm proud of Bree, and I don't know Bree personally be hating on that lady like that. But I'm very happy that she graduated. But I didn't know that somebody was gonna take it and make something out of it like that. That it was really odd to me when she said it because I couldn't believe that that was the case.
But Pastor, all week long you've been congratulating Bree on her degree. So when did it get twisted?
I don't know, but you're right. I have been.
you
You
know she
know,
gonna. That's what she does. She doesn't like when I don't know what this possessive thing that Ness has over Jay Wilson, but she doesn't like it when he compliments any nobody else. It's a problem for her.
I don't know why, but it had nothing to do with her, but everything to do with Bree. So
Lazaro, I've been here all week. This is my second or third time up here on the panel. This is my second or third time hearing him say, congratulations on Bree for her receiving her master's, I believe. This is about his third or fourth, might be third or fourth time saying it. So
But,
whenever
but, but,
he's
but my
mentioned,
thing is this. She comes on, I know she's talking about her party, which I think is appropriate, and she's getting things together. She put on her cap, which I thought, so, I'm excited with her. And like I said,
Right,
when
and
she
a lot
did,
of y'all in the B set that does that when it comes down to people getting their their
I did
graduation
the
and
same
getting
thing for
their
D Miss
education.
O. I did the same
Yeah,
thing
you
for D Miss
always
O.
been that way. You always celebrate anytime somebody go to school and get their education and get a degree. You always celebrated it.
Yeah, so now let me tell you something, Pizarro. I really liked your fraternity and sorority coverage. I think that was
Oh,
really
thank
good.
you,
Oh, see,
Dad.
you don't think I'll be looking, but I'll be
No.
looking now. I'm gonna tell you what though. Anyway, I have my feelings about
Did his sound go out or was it mine?
his sound went out.
sides. I think people
Okay.
have a right to do what they want to do. I think people have a right to counteract and feel how they want to feel. But there are some people who are very spiritual who really don't think that that's what should be done. They don't think that secret societies should be there. Now, what really bothered me, not bothered me, but what I thought was problematic is when one person kept on saying, we not the weak. Like it's the animal kingdom. You know, I'm like, these are not animals. These are human beings. What do you mean weeding people out? Only the strong.
Only the strong is survive. They all said it. It wasn't just that one person. Pretty much the men said that. It's to show. It's to weed out the weak people. It's to show if
Well,
you're. That's what the brotherhood is for.
well, I can tell you what, if you don't have no college degree, or no, excuse me, not even college degree, but if you don't have no high school diploma or no GED, they can weed you out because the strong can finish a high school diploma and a GED. I'm just
Ooh.
saying. I'm just saying.
That is true. That is
No, my
true.
thing is this.
But I
See,
mean,
people, let me say this. People always trying to hype themselves up to be so much. And like I said, I don't think I'm better than anybody. I think I've made some better decisions. We all made some bad decisions. But thank God my decisions
correct.
didn't land me in jail or I don't have a felony, for some decisions. Because we all make bad decisions. I'm not here to be perfect.
Well, I
But
did get a few felonies, but it's hidden. But go ahead. I get your point.
yeah, but my thing is, you trying to make yourself look so big, but then now if I turn around and say, well, again, people say you don't have your high school degree or your GED. And
Correct.
again, people get mad because of that. But now you talking about the strong can survive. But my thing is, if you're that strong, then you should have been strong enough to finish that high school diploma, or at least go back to get one. It just kills me. People always trying to put this strong can survive thing and everything. And what it's telling me is that we want to break you down to make you what you want to be. And it seems like they don't like individuality or people thinking for themselves. And it's almost like a group think. And this is where we get into trouble. And so, yeah, I was courted
I
because
agree.
of the grades and stuff, but I saw what they did. Now, this is my personal experience. This is not what I heard, or this is my personal experience. So I went to both a black college and a PWI. I went to school in Miami, and it was a guy who they didn't let him take a bath. They was whooping their ass, and he would hide
Oh,
out in my room. No, I'm serious. They were whooping some
oh, I
ass,
know.
and he was hiding out in my room. And so, I mean, first of all, I'm like, why are you going through all of that abuse? But
Right.
he got into it, and he didn't even want to speak to me. And I stepped to him, and I'm like, let me tell you something. I said, I hid your black ass when they was whipping your ass. And now, I said, let me tell you something. You will always owe them. You will never stop pledging. You will always owe them. I said, you better remember the people who helped you out. And I said, and so that was one bad taste in my mouth. Then
Mm,
I had to take now Pizarro, this was at Flow Mo. This was at Flow Mo. Because I went to Flow Mo for a year.
okay.
Okay. So I had to drive somebody to damn Glades General when Glaze General was open. I had to drive
Yeah.
somebody there and then wound up had to take them to Parkway now, which is part of my University of Miami. But I took him across the street from Parkway. So he had a stab on his butt. So you know
Oh,
me. Let me tell you something. You know me. So
right.
I'm like, so how did you get a stab on your butt? And then I said, well, did you take your pants down? Because I'm asking questions. How did you get stabbed on your booty and ain't no rip on your
Right.
pants? Now this is true story. This ain't made up stuff. And then the last thing that happened really shook me to the core. And this is when I said, this shit is dangerous. I had a friend from Chicago and I had a friend from Detroit, and they were both pledging. And my friend from Detroit was the dean of pledgees. They bum rushed my friend from Chicago. We went to the same church. They bum rushed him. They hurt him so bad he couldn't stand up straight. He could not stand up straight. He had to go to the hospital. They tried to buy him off with a back brace. It was so bad that my pastor was asking what happened. And that boy would not come off of any information. Now, this is his good friend. We were all good friends. And then when When he went to the hospital and it was reported, they threw him his paraphernalia. He was so disillusioned that he didn't wear it. And then he wound up dying 5 years later because of those injuries he sustained when they beat his ass. See, it's that kind of stuff
Oh,
like that. That's personal.
yeah.
This is not I heard. This is personal stuff. I went to school in Norfolk, Virginia. Same thing. The Qs were kicked off of campus because they couldn't keep their hands off of people. And I'm like, what in the world? Now, that's me personally. My sister is a part of a sorority. But when she became a part of the sorority, it was an intake. It went under that foolish, stupid stuff. I know the lady who actually did the class, and she was an older lady, and she wasn't playing that junk. So I guess they didn't have to go through all of that junk that a lot of other people have. But y'all, this is stuff that I've seen. So I thought it was very interesting at that time when this stuff was going on. So again, this is firsthand knowledge. This ain't me coming up making some stuff up. And it really left a bad taste in my mouth. And because I've seen it
Mhm.
on both campuses. What's up, Ghetto?
Pastor, how are you? I'm here to participate in the hazing conversation
Yeah,
as a,
yeah.
as a qualified member of the
Oh, let's
organization.
go. Let's go. Y'all make
Hey,
sure y'all come to my challenge tonight. It's the movie line challenge too.
it's a
Jay,
movie
you come and do
challenge.
Hey,
your
ghetto.
favorite black movie. Yeah, you come and do your
Hi,
favorite black
everyone.
movie line and come win some money. Easy, easy peasy, easy peasy. Go ahead, ghetto.
So I just want to remind folks that there's a there's a major age difference in our organization. The youngest member is 18 years old, and the oldest member, probably 103, 104. That's that's decades and decades. And what the 70-year-old brother finds important and the 20-year-old brother finds important is different. But they both have equal access and a lot of times equal voice in the organization if they get themselves engaged appropriately enough. So the hazing thing, yeah, you're not going to stop young people from being cavalier and think they're stronger than the world. Hazing is extremely flawed. You don't. We put people online and put them through rigorous stuff, but we don't get no physical information. We don't know if they have any underlying heart issues or any physical issues. So it's an unfortunate situation. But like I said, beating somebody into our organizations doesn't make them a better member. But it's hard to tell young men, it's not about your machismo. It's more than it is your mental capabilities. And when hazing was firstly issued into our organizations, it was 90% mental. I was told many times, go knock that wall down. And they want to see how you're going to go about knocking that wall down without trying to tear your body apart. So if you're dumb enough to start hitting the wall and not just literally go and knock it down, well, that's on you. But that's all I got today. I'm here to participate in the convo. Thank you for
Okay,
having me.
it's really interesting. And like I said, you pay to be a part of that group, and I don't have an issue with anyone. Like I said, my one of my siblings is a part of as they call the Divine Nine. I'm not too keen on the Minerva situation because it is what it is, and I know what she's the goddess of, and what goes on with that. I just think it's very interesting.
Right.
And like I said, everybody can do what they want. My sister, I don't think she don't love God, but everybody does what they have to do. Even the grad chapters have approached me, but I'm too old for that. I'm not taking out nobody's garbage. I ain't doing none of that shit. Look, I didn't need it
Red
to do what
chapters
I
don't
need to
do that,
do.
bro.
Huh? You a lie, and the truth ain't in you. Let me tell you
Red
something. They may
chapters
not.
don't do
Hold
that,
on,
bro.
hold on. Let me say this to you, ghetto. Hold on for a minute, y'all.
Lord, Jay on one on this Saturday.
Graduate
Ghetto, what you
chapters.
done did?
So ghetto. Let me explain to you. They may not do it at the grad chapter where you are, but I live in San Antonio where they have a Kappa grad house, an Alpha grad house, and they have a lot of grad houses in San Antonio. And I have personally seen people taking out trash and doing stuff. Bruh, it's like, no, I don't want that. So they may not do it where you do it, but I've seen it. I've seen it. I witnessed it firsthand. So again, ghetto, even though I am not part of the Greek society, I've been close enough to it to see it and have enough friends
I'm
in
sure
it
you've been
to really
recruited.
know.
I'm positive you've been recruited.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm not mad at it. People got to do some things, and then when I look at the financial obligation, I'm not willing to do that. I'd rather go ahead and put that money in my church. So yeah, but everybody's different because we have two of my that I know of, two of my moderators, Simply Pink and Green and Dr. Lashana Rue Brown, I believe are Greek. And so I just let everybody has to do what he or she wants to, but it's just interesting. And I thought y'all conversation was interesting as well. But I just seen a lot of stuff happen. And of course, I graduated
And
high
then
school
don't
in
forget them
1980.
being dismissive of the accounts that I was showing with those videos of many of people in Delta, many from all different types of frats and sororities that literally walked away due to their spiritual journey. And that's how they kept going back to the Christians and what the Christians do and all this. And it's like, but y'all are not acknowledging them and what they're saying, that y'all are worshiping a deity that y'all are not trying to go do your full research on. It's nothing wrong with you questioning the life as it is. There's nothing wrong with you questioning what you gave your whole life into. I mean, that goes with anybody in any professional setting that they're doing, any career that they're doing. Many doctors, and I'm gonna talk about that too. I have a lot of doctors end up losing their jobs, the ones that comes out here and try to tell the people about the natural remedies that they can use to literally help and heal the human body, and they have lost their jobs due to them stepping outside of what is been taught to them in school for them to give to the customers, which is us, what the medicine that we supposed to be taking. But some of those doctors felt that they know that it's wrong. They know that it's not right when they can literally tell them what kind of fruits, what kind of protein, and the things that they need to eat naturally to help them with the problems that they be having going on, instead of having to come to a doctor and they prescribe a medication that has side effects that cause problems within the body. When you're trying to heal it, you're not trying to have something that's temporary, but also destroying something else that's within the body.
That's
I
deep,
went.
Pizarro, but
I went.
yeah.
I went to an AKA event today. Their Founders Day. They were
Mhm.
celebrating it late. They had three pastors get up there and speak. They blessed the food. We praise the name of Jesus Christ. I'm not sure where I need to recognize that there's some Greek god undertone that we praise to when that's not what we do. Is there some stuff in our rituals? Yeah, but it's not anything that we're worshiping.
So I got a question for you, Ghetto.
Go ahead.
So you
Go
have
ahead.
organizations like Kojic and a lot of apostolic churches. A lot, I think, the more they don't do that. Right, y'all. So they don't do that, and I know that it was a no that you join any secret society, whether it was the Masons, whether it was the Eastern Stars. It was a no in those denominations. So I'm just wondering. And again, my mom was a strong opponent of that because when my sister did it, I gave her the money. I said, well, once she did it, it is. But my mom had a big issue. So all I'm saying is, it seems like people in the more spiritual they become, the more they look at that stuff. And even though y'all say, well, it's not this, it's not that, they said, well, why even put it in? Then why just have a Christian concept? Why have Greek concepts? Are you trying to do what white people did because you couldn't do it?
That's
Uh,
exactly what we were trying to do in the
interesting.
1900s.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
And and
Interesting.
so and so yes, we wanted it to show that we can look like theirs. We probably got access to their information and copycat it, but on our own level. But which you'll hear white folks often say that I used to be a member of that organization in college, but our organizations are lifetime commitments as well as relationships. But
So I got
I
a question. How do you feel about those people who have denounced? Because
oh, I'm
that
glad
has
you
been a big thing.
I'm glad you brought that up. I've been asked to announce five
That
times. I had a conversation with my cousin 5 months ago. Like, you don't think you should denounce? And I looked at him and said, number one, we do more service to the community than not any church, than most churches. There's some churches doing some great stuff. I can't say that. But because we're a national, international
Okay.
organizations that put our money together, and those people, just like you said, Jay Wilson, there's no different in our organizations. There's very few friends. This is a business. So especially if you get into the politics of the organization. So if you don't want to hang around, if you don't want to affiliate, just walk away. Just pack your stuff in the box, mail it to your line sisters or your line brothers, and go about your business. The public denouncing, if you think that's getting you closer to Christ because you publicly denounce, I find it a little silly.
mm.
All right, y'all. I'm back. I'm actually in the vehicle. So, but I think this is really good. And my thing is that I'm very neutral. People do what they want to do. They're grown. I think everybody has a right. I do think that if people want to denounce, they can. I think let me tell you what I
Jay, your sound fucking out.
Sound is going out, Jay. For real. Pastor.
Yeah.
Sound is going out.
Oh, Catherine, I seen you scratching this morning, girl. I was like, Cat, I never really hear you scratch. You
No,
was
she
Oh
one of
yeah,
the
she'll
girls.
get that.
She was scratching this morning, boy.
I was only scratching ghetto because I feel as though that everybody deserves a chance to have a platform on YouTube. Whether you
angry and
like it
upset.
or you don't.
Huh?
Pastor, we can't hear you. Go
No,
ahead.
you've been going in and out for the last
Oh,
'Your
2 or 3 minutes.
okay. Can
sound.
y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Can
Now?
you hear me?
yeah. Now we
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
So my thing is this. So why do people get so angry and upset about when people denounce? Because I think that's a major, yeah, that's a major sticking point. Because if you leave a church, okay, all right, well, I guess it wasn't for you. Thank you for your service and God bless you. But I have seen AKAs and deltas go at these people and it's deep, but that's their conviction. So I think that does more damage than just saying, okay,
I,
have a good one.
I think the more so remember denouncing and night meant what? You didn't have a platform. Would you go to your church and write a letter or write a letter to headquarters? And it wasn't so publicly revealed or, it wasn't shared so much. So now that, everybody can jump on the internet and go viral on a video, it makes us feel some type of way. Number one, they call themselves fighting for their religion and their sanctity and their religious sobriety. But what about us? What about us that's left behind? Are you just damning us all to hell? So that's the first reason we speak out. The second reason we speak out is we really love our brand. We whether you be religious and still believe in the brand, there's religious people that drink Pepsi. Say I'm only drinking Pepsi. I'm not drinking Coke, and it doesn't affect your relationship with Christ. This is our brand. We choose to stick up for it and represent it. So why are you throwing eggs at us just because you chose something else in your life? You damning us. You condemning us. We don't think that's fair. So we stick
So it is
together.
a business. And my thing is this, so if it's a business and you did that, then there may be lawsuits. But I mean, because it is a business and people don't understand when you get into these organizations, you got to pay to get in. It ain't free. And you got to, and even when you graduate to be active, you got to pay. So I get it. And I guess the fewer people who may see this and say, no, I don't think I want my child in this, or no, I don't think I want to be a part of that. So it takes out people who may be future frats or Soros and stuff like that. Is that correct?
But Ghetto, can
You
I ask you a
nailing it.
question?
You nailing it, Pastor.
Ghetto, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So my understanding of fraternities and sororities are when people go into the frat house, the sorority house, I don't know whether they're told or they're not. The point I was getting ready to say is they pick and choose if they want to be there. Am I right?
It is. We don't handcuff you and force you to join our organization if that's what you're saying.
So they could. So my point of asking that question is because nobody forced them to come in the door, and the door is open and they can leave at any time. Why join in? This is for me. I'm not saying for anybody else. Why join an organization and then years later have this great spiritual epiphany that God told you to leave? So God didn't tell you not to join
But look
because
how
He didn't.
old they were, though. Look how old. Now, let me say this before we go on there. But for those people, so look how old they were. When you're in that, you're just getting out of high school, you're seeing this, you're in college as a black collegiate person myself. Oh, it's a whole lot of difference. It's a lot of things that I did in college that I would not do now at my age. So you got to realize that these are young people. They're impressionable. They want to be a part of the group. They want to fit in. So I understand what you're saying, but it's not like these people. I can understand for the grad chapter because you're adult then, but when you're in this, especially when you're at a black school, oh my God, this is the popular group. These are where you get into all the parties and all of that stuff. So these are impressionable young people, 18, 19, and going in their 20s. Okay, I'm going on mute.
So the
Yeah.
lady that denounced her sorority, she looked like she's been out of college for a while. So
But
all I'm,
that's
huh?
just it. That's just what Pastor's saying. She's been
Right,
out of college for a while and she's second guessing what she did in her 18. Now I joined my fraternity at 18 years old. I'm 54 now.
right. But she looked like she's up there. I mean, she don't
You
look
still
20 or
you
30.
still very a part of it, and it's a part of y'all life. And it's the same with Beachy too. And she is like drenched into her sorority. It's called the sorority.
And I'm
She
gonna
That's
say
did.
getting
this,
it.
and this is what I want to say to ghetto too. Even though black people did it because they were not allowed in white organizations, even for the Masons. But when you look at Greek life and what Greeks were about, baby, they were diabolical. You know, they didn't have a problem with raping slaves and stuff because that was considered not losing honor as long as it was not another a Greek person. They didn't lose honor, and of course, the Romans took their stance as well. You know, that's what the Greeks did. I mean, you know, long as you weren't the passive, then you could do what you got to do in the Greek society. So even though the Greeks did bring us a lot of philosophy and all of that stuff, which they got from the Africans anyhow, but the Greeks were diabolical and they did some stuff that wasn't always savory. So what are your
We
thoughts
have
about that? Because I understand what you're saying, but then when you start looking at the history and the origin of some things, you be like, well, really? And I'm going to say this too. Even for our traditional churches, I look at some things that we do, and I'm like, I don't do that mess. That ain't that's not what it is. But your thoughts on that? I'm going on mute.
there's no other than the letters that we wear. There's nothing we do. There's church. There's nothing we follow that's built in the or based around the uplifting or uprival or the livelihood of the Greek people. We're American. We're African American. All of our history that we teach is rooted in that. We don't leave the motherland. Well, we talk a lot about Africa too, but we don't
Yeah, I
discuss
see that. I
anything.
see that the Alpha Phi Alphas have a lot of African reference, and it seems like there's a hierarchy, like the AKAs and the Alphas are superior because they were the first, and like Sigma, Gamma, Rho, and Zeta, and y'all is like, okay, if you country, that's when you join. Where did all that junk come from? I mean, how did that happen? Because it seemed like it's just a hierarchy with even in y'all Greek organization in the Panhelletic. And then y'all look at the iotas like they ain't trash, because they started a little later than everybody. I'm going on mute.
Like a true game. But go ahead.
So we of gang mentality and some segregation amongst us. When we get together pretty nice via the National Panhellenic Council, which is the council that oversees all 9 organizations. But yeah, the alphas were known as the light skinned brothers. They make jokes that you had to pass a paper bag test, and they're highly intellectual. And that's probably because their founders were all our founders were the smartest and the brightest of the bright. Um, the Kappas are the pretty boys, the Qs are dogs, and the Sigmas. Where I come from, we say we're a little bit everything, but I'd be lying if I didn't say we were called a tad bit country. And you go to Memphis, you go anywhere down south and North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Yeah, our brothers probably tend to be a little more country, but big city boys like where I'm from, and Detroit and Chicago, we really are, the creme de la creme of the organization when we get into conferences.
Okay, well, some people say they still country in big cities. I lived in Chicago and they still was Bama. I'm on me.
Chicago brothers is some of the hottest brothers, pause, and most lit brothers in the organization. They are far from country.
Well, let me say this. I don't have a problem with country people because I am myself. So it's no big deal with that. But I just think that people ought to have a say. You're going to have people, because even when I was in college, it was to pledge or not pledge. And it was a big thing where some people's religion said absolutely not. It's secret society. God ain't never did nothing in secret. He was open with everything. So a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel like, what are the deities behind this? Like, is it Molech? It's a lot of things that go on. And so that's what a lot of people think. And they think that you all are only surface with this, that you all really don't get to the deep dive, and that you probably don't want to because, of course, there's so much money involved in it. So it's more about PR and looking good instead of that. But a lot of people say if people really did a deep dive and challenged themselves, then they may think differently. That's what some folks say. But I think that, hey, this is America. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Now, in defense of the Greeks, if it wasn't for the Omegas and the AKAs and Delta, I wouldn't have gotten books and stuff for school because they actually paid for a lot of that. I know some of the intent was to join the organization, but for whatever reason, they did that. Shout out to the Lynx and Jack and Jill. They did a lot of stuff. So I'm just throwing that out there because there is a lot of public service done. So I'm definitely not saying that it's a bad thing. I just think that, there are just different viewpoints all around.
Pastor, you have traveled this country under the auspice of and delivering the Lord's word via song. You have met many a Greek man and woman that has been loyal and committed to the Lord. Am I wrong? He's on mute. Can you hear me, Pizza?
He might, yeah, he might be doing something.
We can hear
He
you,
might be
Ghetto.
doing
We can hear
Oh
you.
yeah.
No, Ghetto, you're right. I had to take it off default because I didn't want that echo, so I put it back on speakerphone. You're correct. I've met a lot of men. I mean, King was an alpha. King was an alpha. Jesse was a Q. So all of those men had a
John
deep
Lewis.
devotion
John
to
Lewis
God.
was an active member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity.
Oh yeah, okay. Where was he from? Alabama.
Yeah, John Lewis from Alabama. He was on. Remember, he was
Uh,
on. Remember, he sat in at the table. He breakfast sit in.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. And and a lot of people say that's great, but once you know better, you do better. Like I said, I just think that they do a lot of great work, but I heard somebody said if you pledged in secret, then you should denounce in secret.
Exactly.
I've heard.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
interesting.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna repeat that, Pastor. You just taught my Sigma ass something.
I try. Well,
I just
my thing is this though. People do whatever they want to. I understand, but do you think that there are going to be some changes in how you all intake people now? Will you all kind of let folk know, and have like a caveat like, hey, this is what you do? Will they sign something to say that this, because again, it is a business, it's a nonprofit, but it still brings in a profit. So how are you all handling that? Because it's all over the internet, and it seems like these were some pretty sincere people who are coming out, and they're not mental, so they are very well spoken, some of them. And so how are y'all going to handle that going forward?
So the toughest part of our organization, because everybody gets an opportunity to do it, is recruitment. So if you bring in sorry brothers, they're gonna go and recruit sorry brothers because they don't they're not attractive to the creme de la creme. So that's probably the toughest part of our initiation process is who we bring to the table.
So what is a
Um,
sorry brother? Because if you in college and you graduating, are you sorry? What is your definition of that? Because again, this is where we come to the situation of the ZX situation, where he kept on saying that only the strong can survive, and it almost sounds animalistic.
yeah, that
What
was
is a
bullshit.
sorry brother?
Sorry brother is the one that had to go get two. He the process was starting and he came up with a 2.3 GPA. So he ran back to two professors to get some couple of point grade changes so he can get that 2.5. He barely made it online. Now they're all not sorry, but it's already starting on the wrong foot. If you know this is what you want to do, you prepare yourself. When you want something, you're prepared for it before. So when that opportunity comes, you ain't got to scrub up your transcript. The sorry brother never came to your they never came to your, because we throw a party, we got to get security and we got to turn some people away. We throw an event on domestic violence, and there's probably four people in the room, five people in the room, unfortunately, and most of them are want to become a member of the organization. But
Okay.
when it's time to pick the members, there's 15 there. The other nine never came to one of our business sessions, never researched the organization. They're coming specifically to get their hands on these letters to go run around and strut in front of women. It's unfortunate, but
So
it's
I
real.
got a question for you, ghetto intellect. So my sibling, I know who actually did their intake. I know that particular person, and she's an old guard, but it was almost like they were in college. It wasn't a whole lot of stupid stuff. Yeah, they walked in line and stuff, but it was not that intense. And again, they had tutorial sessions that you had to go to. So again, it seemed like they were trying to push their people to be more academically successful than doing all of this mental mind game challenge stuff. And so it drew them more closer because they were busy trying to help their sisters study and get to that point, instead of trying to have them do otherwise. That young man who I talked about, who was getting his behind whipped, and I mean they weren't feeding the guys, they couldn't take a bath, and I'm like, well, how's that helping? And I can understand why somebody who's doing all of this could get their GPA plummet. I mean, their GPA can plummet. And so I can see that. So is it the mindset of the organization? I'm on mute.
So I think it started. I think that some of the pledge process was good, and some of it was bad. For me, we couldn't. So since I wore the same thing that my line brothers wore, we didn't talk to our friends for 8 weeks. We didn't walk on grass. We only interacted with each other so that we could. It's kind of there are some things that we obviously took from our spiritual quest. So it was kind of a cleansing of society and a focus on Sigma. So that's where you could talk about some brainwashing and stuff. But during that time, I couldn't leave class and go to my room and sleep for 4 hours. If I wasn't in class between 8 o'clock and 7 o'clock, when the time set our set, when we got together and learned our history, we called it set. Um, if I wasn't in class between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m., the other time was spent in the library. Effectively, we spent 4 hours in the library a day. I got a 3.7 GPA. Was on my way to becoming All American in track and field while I was online. I was most successful in life while I was online because I ignored all of the women and all of the parties and stuff and only focused on my organization and my responsibilities as a collegiate student.
Okay, well that sounds great. I'm glad you had a good go of it. And like I said, that brother who did cross over, who was Alpha Phi Alpha, after he crossed over, everybody else was dirt, even though we helped him take a bath and eat. But anyway, that's how y'all do, folk. Some of y'all. So anyway, it's really interesting. But anyway, you have any questions, Pizarro, or anybody else? Because
Pizza left.
oh, okay. But yeah, Ghetto, I think it's good dialogue because I think people
Great
really need
conversation.
to know some things about what's going on, and because this is a major part of Black society, but a lot of people don't know about it. And then we come to Sigma Phi, I mean Boule, which is everybody don't get into that. Everybody don't get into that. And again, a lot of decisions may be made. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what yeah, it's just interesting. So look, any last words from anybody? Because I'm getting ready to go out to eat, but I want to make sure y'all have y'all last words. Any last words, Catherine or Ghetto?
No,
Uh,
thank you, Pastor, for having me up. Thank you, Ghetto, for coming over and explaining.
Thank you, man. Have a good
Ghetto?
day.
All
Pastor,
right, yeah.
my closing words are an organization is what you make it. You don't let any organization that you choose to be a part of. That's even the church. You need to go to church and not let your church try to push Christ on you. You're going to church for the purpose of bringing letting the Christ come out of you and impact other people. Same thing with our organizations. And I hate that I keep comparing it to church because it's not on that level at all, but it's the same mindset. You have to help make the organization. You don't let the organization make you. And as long as you bring Christ in the room with you everywhere you go, which is your assignment under the Lord, then Christ will be where two or three gather in his name, a congregation shall form. And we have congregations in Sigma every day because there's a lot of men that I stand around that love the name the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you for having me today, Pastor.
All right, I
And
hope
any
this was fair,
conversation.
Ghetto. I hope you didn't think I was bombarding you and stuff. I hope you
You
thought I was
were
fair.
you were
Okay.
beyond fair, but you had no choice to be fair because you're active in your college life, and you know there's good men and women in these organizations, regardless of the Illuminati secret society. You know how they come and hug you in the name of Christ, and that's what we need to lead with. Love you, brother. I'll speak to you soon.
All right, thank you all, and maybe later on, y'all take care. Peace and love. Bye.